Hello and welcome to my show Indus Cuisine. I'm your chef Basim Akhund. We're back with another new episode and a new recipe from the heart of Pakistan. Today's recipe is known as Nargisi Koftay. It's a very easy recipe and it's very famous throughout Pakistan and the people of Pakistan. Wherever they live apart from this country, you will find this recipe a part of their home. And usually all the mothers make this recipe really nicely and it tastes wonderful. Some say that this recipe has been inspired by the Mughal emperors later when the East India Company came to Pakistan. Why? Because it's made somewhat like the Scotch eggs which is enjoyed in England and Wales. And some say that this recipe has come from Persia. The origin of this recipe is not very well understood by the local historians over here because there's a conflict between two cultures, the British culture and also the Persian culture, which had a very influential impact on the cuisine of Pakistan. And even if you see Turkey, current day Turkey, there's a lot of different versions of koftay, which is also known as meatballs, made over there. And there's a lot of influence of that cuisine over here also. Why? Because Pakistan's port, which was Karachi back then also known as Kolachi back in the day, was a very central port in the region. And a lot of people used to come for the spices and for the trade towards this area, which also catered to Sri Lanka and Bangladesh from this side of the region. So what is the recipe for today? It's Nargisi Koftay. And the name koftay, you know, means meatballs. Nargis is also a flower in Pakistan. Why? Because this recipe is as beautiful as a flower. That's what people say. And the ingredients for today, they're very easy. As you can see, the ingredients are everywhere. Why? Because this recipe will be made in two parts. First, we'll make the meatballs. For the meatballs, what do you need? I'll let you know. First of all, you need oil for frying. So whenever you need oil for frying, remember you need to increase the heat to full once the oil comes to heat, and then you'll start using it. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll take a pan. I'm not going to completely submerge the meatballs in it. I'm just going to shallow fry it. So what I'll do is once the pan comes to heat, I'll add the oil and let it come to heat. Then you need salt to taste. You need some red chili powder. You need turmeric powder. You need black pepper, freshly crushed. You need 3 to 4 green chilies. If they're small, you need 5. If they're a little big, 3 to 4 would do. Then you need some coriander fresh, ginger paste. Also, you can use shredded ginger. You can use shredded garlic. You can use some garam masala. You will need some breadcrumbs, around half a kg of beef mince, and in the end, you need around 6 to 7 hard-boiled eggs. So once the pan has come to heat, which it has now, I'll just add the oil and let it get hot in the pan. So the recipe says oil for frying. So remember, you need to add oil for frying. It depends how much oil you'll need. So let's reduce the heat to medium, low, give it a lid and let it come to heat. Now, what else do you need? You need to start preparing the vegetables first. So what we'll do is we'll take around 3 green chilies because they're big. If the normal green chili you find in the market is this much, half the size, you'll use 6 to 8. Otherwise, for this much, you'll just use around 3. So finally, chop them like this. When this is done, take the sticks of the green chili, put them on the side, and just try passing your knife through the green chilies to get a finer chopped ingredient. So you'll see the green chilies will bounce here and there. Why? Because they're very small. Just try pushing it back to the center of the board to get a better command on the ingredient. So this is done. Now we'll keep this on the side. So the green chilies are chopped. Now what you need is, you need ginger and garlic. So what we'll do is, before we start mincing everything and mixing everything, we shall just, arrange everything on the board and then we'll start shifting it. So let's take the garlic, finely shred it. Around 4 to 5 pieces of garlic, depends on the size. If you have the medium garlic clove, you can use 4. If you have the large one, you can use 3. But if you have those smaller ones, try using 5 to 6. Now take the ginger, just shred it. If it slips, leave it. Do not fight with it, remember, and keep rotating the ginger. Okay, this much I'll keep it on the side. Why? Because I don't want to go too close. Pick this part of the garlic and throw it in the bin. Just shake it up and just pull some ginger from the inside. This is done. Now what you need is you need to just pass your knife through it. This is finally done. It goes on the side. Now you need some coriander. There's a lot of over there, but I've just measured some and I've kept it over here. Turn it and finely chop it. Go as close as you can. Turn it. This is done. Mix everything, reduce the heat to low because the oil is hot, and start mixing it. Fold it again, mix it, and here you go. This is over here. Now what I'll do is I'll transfer it in a ramekin, a big one. And keep this on the side. Now you need to change the board, so I'll just pick it up, keep this at the back, and bring the red board over here. Rinse your hands once. And dry them off. Why? Because you do not want water to go in the oil and it's going to start popping up, which it just did. And now, firstly, take the beef mince, place it over here. Keep this at the back. Take your watch off. If you have watch or jewelry you're wearing in the kitchen, just take it off whenever you're making a mince or anything like this. Press it out. Now what you need to do is you need to mix the spices really well. First you'll add the red chili powder, then the turmeric powder, then you'll add the black pepper, garam masala, salt around half a teaspoon, and then you'll add the green things you chopped and the ginger garlic. This goes in. Keep this at the back. Massage it. And now start folding it. Why did I massage it first? Why? Because if you will just press it, the masala is going to go like boom out. So just press it before. Why? Because the moisture of the meat will start the masala, the spices, the dry spices to get, close together. Okay, now just mince it like this. Okay, the more you press it together, the better it is. Why? Because the meat is going to come together, it's going to start sticking, and that's what you want. I'm just pressing it. It's a bit labor intensive, but you'll get a really nice flavor out of this, remember. Okay, this is done. Now spread out again. Pull this over here. Take the breadcrumbs out. Put them in your hand and just press them like this. Make them even more fine before you add it. This is done. The breadcrumbs actually hold the meat together, remember that. Press it and mix it again. Just like clean the board by pressing it all around. As I said, it's a little labor intensive. And this is done. So now what we'll do is we'll make meatballs first. Pick this up. Keep it over here. And make equal size meatballs. Now you might be thinking these meatballs are too flat. Why? Because I'll show you what you need to do next. This is done. And now I'll show you the next step. So now what you need to do is keep these portions on the side, dip your hand in the oil like this, and start pressing the meat down. Why am I doing this? Because I need to fill the boiled egg into this. So apply some oil like this and just press it. You need it to be in a sphere, remember it. And this is done. So now you'll pick up an egg, put it in between and start covering it. Fold it like this and press it. Hold it together and start rotating it round and round. You can see these gaps. Keep closing it like this. And you need to keep doing this. Why? Because if you do not do this, the egg will fall out. I'm just encapsulating the egg in the meat. And as you can see, we have a perfect kofta with an egg in between. I'll do it again. Take some oil, put it on your hand. If you want, put it on the board. Start pressing the meat down. Make it paper thin. Pick an egg, place it in between and start covering it. This is done. Pick it up and then just start rotating it round and round and round. Keep pressing it. You need to feel it. Why? Because the more you press it, the more it will come together. Pinch it wherever you see some place open. And here you go. So as you can see, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 Nargisi Koftay. And if you're living in England or Wales, you can also think of it as Scotch egg. But remember, this is nowhere close to that because it has a lot of nice spices, herbs, and it will taste really different and delicious. So now what you need to do is, there are two ways of cooking it. The first way is people just add it into the gravy and they let it boil. But that wouldn't give it a nice texture. What we shall do is, we shall fry them a bit. Okay, so how much do you need to fry it? You need to fry these for at least 8 minutes, but you have to keep rotating it every 2 minutes. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll just place it in the oil. Oh, it smells delicious. Keep some distance in between. Why? Because you want it to get fried properly. So like leave around ½ an inch or something between every Scotch egg. Do not give it a lid. Why? Because if you give it a lid, it will start collecting moisture and it's going to start falling apart. So now what I'll do is, I'll let it cook for 8 minutes. The only thing you need to do is, when you're cooking it, when the 2 minutes pass by, pick it up and turn it around for the other side. Okay, so till the time it's cooking, you should go for a short break. Once we're back, I'll tell you what to do next. Keep watching Indus Cuisine. Welcome back. As you're seeing, the Scotch eggs are cooking. I'm not going to move them a lot, but it's been like around 3 minutes, so I'll just shift it over here, reduce the heat, and I'm going to turn their sides. Okay, it needs to be very carefully flipped because it can start breaking. So turn the ones which are on the edge first. Be very careful, they're very delicate. It's like literally treating a little baby. Delicate, careful, give it love. Even I'm scared. And now let it cook for another 4 minutes on this side. And now we shall start making the masala. So for that, what you need is, you need a fresh pan, goes here, increase the heat, keep a lid on top, let it come to heat. And now it's very, very easy. What you need to do is, you just need to start adding all the ingredients. First of all, what I'll do is, I'll take around 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 onions. Because this recipe has a lot of sauce in it, and the sauce will be derived from the tomatoes and the onions. What I'll just basically do is, I'll take the root out first. And throw this in the dustbin. This goes in the dustbin. Keep your eye over here. Do not overcook these beautiful meatballs. I'll give it another minute and then I'll take it out. Okay, just cut these into 4 halves like this. This is done, and I'll add it to the food processor and process it. This has come to heat. Add some oil. Keep it on the side. The Scotch eggs are done. I'll just reduce the heat and let it cook for another 1 minute. Okay, now start transferring all of this over here. So I'll pick up the onions and convert it into a nice paste. Try not wasting anything. Add like just a 1/4 cup of water just for the blade to start moving properly. Place the lid on top. The paste is done. Now what you'll do is keep it over here first. The Scotch eggs are done. Take them out. Slowly and gradually. They're very delicate, remember this. I'll keep one on the top. This is done. Pick it up and keep this on the side. You don't need it anymore. I'll take these and slowly and gradually I'll shift these beautiful babies over here. Now what I'll do is I'll add the onion, give it a lid, increase the heat and let it cook for 30 seconds at least, but increase the heat to medium only. Okay, now once this is done, add some ginger. So I'll finely slice the ginger and then add it to the paste. Okay, so just finely slice it as close as you can go. Paper thin. You have to chop the garlic. So like place the clove, press it, place the clove, press it, and do this for all the pieces. Bring it close. This is done. So firstly, you'll add all of this over here. Ginger goes in. And start adding some salt, around 1/2 teaspoon. Mix it up properly. And increase the heat. Now you want to add some spices. First, we'll add the red chili powder. Then you'll add the turmeric powder. Then we shall add the black pepper. And we shall add some almonds. This is done. Mix it up properly. And give it a lid. Cook this for at least 5 minutes on medium heat. You want to reduce it down. And now what you need is tomatoes. So I'll just rinse my hands once. And we shall convert the tomatoes into a paste. So take the eye of the tomato out, goes here, and just keep doing this quickly. Pick this up and throw it in the bin. Reduce the heat over here now to low and let this cook. Cut the tomatoes into quarters. And put them in the food processor. Convert this into a paste. Give it a lid. This is done. Take it out. Add it over here. Mix it up properly. Place the meatballs back inside. Reduce the heat first, otherwise it's going to start jumping. Just place them inside. They're very delicate, remember that. And give it a lid and let it cook for 5 minutes. So till the time this is cooking, what we'll do, we'll clean it up and then I'll dish it out in front of you. So as you can see, today's recipe is ready. Delicious oil we added in the beginning has come up, and what I've done is I've actually just served 4. So 1, 2, 3 of the Nargisi Koftay, and there's one Nargisi Koftay I've cut from in between, it's half. So as you can see, half of it is over here, the other half is here. Serve it with some almonds, some fresh mint leaves and a green chili, and then I've kept 2 other eggs on the side because if someone wants some extra egg also with the curry sauce, you can use that also. It was a delicious recipe and it's been loved throughout Pakistan and wherever you see Pakistanis. I hope you liked today's recipe and I'll see you in another episode of Indus Cuisine. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.